This year is no exception, and there are 3 new Xperia phones to tempt you with. Here's our Sony Xperia XZ1 review. Since ditching its conventional naming system, the last being the Xperia Z5, Sony's range needs a bit of explaining. The XZ is now the top tier, but this new model is no replacement for the XZ Premium. Instead, the XZ1 is the 12-month refresh for the XZ, so is slightly lower down in the pecking order. There's also a new Xperia XZ1 Compact for those who want a smaller phone but with high-end specs. The super mid-tier has a new entry in the form of the Xperia XZ1 Plus. Sony's Xperia XZ1 release date and price. The Sony Xperia XZ1 is available to buy via Carphone Warehouse at £599. This makes it the first phone to come with Android Oreo out of the box. Sony's Xperia XZ1 design and build. Over the years, Sony has developed a style of smartphone design that's instantly recognizable. Xperia devices have a distinctive character which helps somewhat in the crowded market. The Xperia XZ1 is certainly no departure from what we've seen before. It is a continuation of it, which has pros and cons. We like the loop surface design, which incorporates a metal UNI body chassis and a Gorilla Glass 5 front. Sony's Xperia XZ1 specs. While the design is pretty similar to last year's model, the XZ1 has a number of upgrades in the hardware department to bring it up to date. Screen. The screen remains at 5.2, and so it's a smaller option compared to the XZ Premium. The resolution is also Full HD, which Sony is sticking to on most phones to help with battery life. However, the XZ1's display supports HDR or high dynamic range for improved elements like color and contrast. It can look a bit over the top at times but is generally well regarded. The issue, as usual, is that you need to be watching HDR content to take advantage of the technology, and there's still not a huge amount available. That said, Sony said that Netflix HDR content will be available on the device at launch. That's on top of Amazon Prime Video, which was previously the only way to watch HDR content. Processor, memory and storage. A 12-month refresh wouldn't really be a refresh without some new internal components, and the headline here is that the Xperia XZ1 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835, the firm's flagship mobile platform. That's the same as the XZ Premium and other top-end phones such as the brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Sony is offering one of the cheapest phones with the 835 and the XZ1 and XZ1 Compact, but the OnePlus 5 is the sting in the tail here. There's 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, which is double its predecessor and matches the XZ Premium. Sony faithfully offers expandable storage in the form of a microSD card slot, so you can add more anyway. Connectivity and audio. To that end, the Xperia XZ1 has front-facing stereo speakers with more sound pressure than any phone Sony has made before. It sounds really good and is just as good, if not better, than budget Bluetooth speakers. Other features include high-res audio support, and multitrack, Qualcomm aptX Bluetooth and CHX with DNC, which will essentially upscale compressed files like MP3 to provide better quality. Cameras. Photography remains a key area for Sony when it comes to selling phones, and we're pleased to see the physical camera shutter button lives on. The resolution might have dropped from 23 to 19 MP, but overall the camera is an improvement as shown in the XZ Premium. Larger pixels mean better low-light performance, for example. What's good to see is that the XZ1 gets features from the XZ Premium as well as some new ones. Users will be able to make use of the 960 FPS super slow motion mode without splashing out on the Premium. It's the highest frame rate on any phone, but you can only record at that rate for 1 second, so for certain things it can be very hard to catch the moment. One of the main new elements Sony is shouting about, though, is 3D scanning. There's no technical hardware wizardry going on, but a preloaded 3D Creator app means you can scan things like people heads or inanimate objects with the camera. At the front remains a 13MP camera for all those selfies and is also a reliable battery life from 2900 to 2700 mAh for the Xperia XZ1. Software: The Xperia XZ1 will be one of the first phones to ship with Android Oreo preloaded. It seems it will indeed be the first, even beating Google to market ahead of the Pixel 2. Specs: Our verdict: there's no single flaw in the Sony Xperia XZ1, and while it has some decent specs including good audio features and a good camera, it struggles to stand out in a busy market. Phones like the Galaxy S8 and LG G6 make this newer phone look dated, and devices like the OnePlus 5 are better at a lower price point.